Welcome, Fright Night Vault listeners. When Lena took the job at Mill Creek Lodge, she wasn't expecting much. A few weeks of solitude, decent pay, maybe some fresh air. The inn sat high on a wooded ridge in northern Vermont, an old, brooding building with its original stone fireplaces and faded floral wallpaper. It had survived nearly a century of storms, renovations, and guests who mostly came to unplug. Lena's job was simple: handle the linens, scrub the tubs, restock the coffee trays. Nothing complicated. But the morning of her first shift, an older housekeeper named Greta pulled her aside. "Don't clean room 209, she whispered, gripping Lena's wrist, "no matter what it says on your sheet." Lena thought she was joking, maybe a harmless scare for the newbie, but when she glanced down at her clipboard that afternoon, there it was in bold: Room 209, urgent, deep clean. She skipped it. The next morning, Room 209 appeared again, this time circled. She asked the front desk about it. The clerk looked up, startled. "That room's locked. No one's in there." But that afternoon, the door was open, just a crack. The hallway around it was noticeably colder. The air held a strange hush, like even the building itself didn't want to disturb it. She backed away. That night, something scratched her door. 3 slow scrapes. Then silence. Then again. She opened it. No one was there. But down the hallway, room 209's door had swung wider. Light flickered inside like an old gas lamp. Lena slammed her door shut and wedged a chair beneath the knob. The next day, Greta was gone. No call. No explanation. Just gone. Lena asked around. The other staff muttered vague things. "She's old. Probably quit. Happens." But something about their faces, the way their eyes drifted toward the stairs, told Lena the truth was locked behind that door. So that night she opened it. Room 209 was spotless, cleaner than any other suite. White sheets pulled tight, floor polished, furniture dustless. A ceramic angel rested on the bedside table, its face cracked, one wing burned black. Lena stepped inside. As soon as her foot crossed the threshold, the door shut behind her with a heavy, final click. The room dimmed. Something was wrong with the air. Too heavy, too still. The mirror fogged, but not from her breath. She turned to leave, then saw it, etched into the wall above the bed, barely visible beneath the wallpaper, were dozens of names. Hand-carved, and at the bottom, Greta. She ran. For days she tried to avoid the room, but every clipboard, every schedule, every assignment, room 209 waited for her, circled, underlined. Some days it was the only room listed. She begged to switch shifts, denied. She tried calling out. Her cell dropped every call from inside the lodge. She emailed her sister. The message never sent. It was like the lodge was swallowing her. And then she found the journal. Stuffed behind the cleaning cart, wedged beneath the bleach bottles. The pages were warped with age and mold, but readable. "It doesn't want the room cleaned," one entry read. "It wants attention, recognition. It chooses one of us each season, and it never picks twice." Lena flipped through page after page, dozens of entries, all dated during winter seasons, all written by different hands, all by housekeepers. One line was repeated often: "It's not the room, it's who it opens for." That night, Lena didn't sleep. She just sat in bed, waiting. The knocking started around 2:30 a.m., not on her door, on the inside of her wall. 3 knocks, then silence, then a slow, dragging sound, like something crawling up the other side of the plaster. She bolted. She ran down the hall, past the kitchen, past the linen closet, toward the exit. But every hallway twisted back to 209. She tried the stairwell, locked. She tried a window, nailed shut. She tried to scream, but no sound came. When she turned, the door was open again. She stepped in because she had no other choice. This time, the ceramic angel was gone. In its place, a framed photo of her, standing in front of room 209. She didn't remember it being taken. The mirror was clean now, perfectly polished, and behind her reflection, something moved. Not quite a figure, more like a thick shadow with weight, with hunger. It didn't lunge, it didn't whisper, it just watched. It had always been watching. She stepped forward, unable to stop herself. When she blinked, it was closer. When she looked away, it shifted, always just behind. She began to feel its breath, and then it said her name. Lena turned and ran. The door opened. The hallway was gone. Just the room, the mirror, the photo, and the list of names waiting for hers. She was found wandering the road 3 days later, dirt under her nails. No memory of how she got there. She never spoke again. But back at Mill Creek Lodge, the clipboard still lists room 209 for cleaning, even though no guest is ever checked in. And every winter, someone new disappears. Because it's not the room, it's who it opens for. If you made it this far, like, comment, and share this story with anyone who's ever ignored a locked door. If you made it this far, you're one of us. Subscribe so you don't miss what crawls out next. And if you have a real horror story, something personal, something unexplained, feel free to share it in the comments. You never know. The next voice you hear might be yours.